kind of want to talk to you today about fate. Specifically, everything you need to know about what fate really is, and some common misconceptions at the end of just questions and just further exploration of certain questions. So, fate is the fact that everything is predestined and that everything that you will do or that you've done in the past is simply predestined. It's already been decided. There's simply nothing you can really do about it. It's just everything is predestined. You simply are just living life. And explaining it like this, you would think it's a pretty depressive thing to just think about. Like, oh man, like this means I have no free will. This means like that. Listen up to me. Free will has been associated with fate. I think, at least in my view, free will, we already have free will because I'm talking to you right now and I can do whatever I want right now. I could go jump out of this window behind me right now. And I could do that. So that means I do have free will. There are certain constraints to me, but that's only because I'm living in a certain dimension. But when you think about it really, we do have free will, but fate does exist. It's just simply understanding that fate is just that everything that you're doing right now has already been set. So just a couple of words that I said, that me making this video about fate, it has already been set. It was predestined before I did this. Right now, the words that I'm saying, they are predestined. I was supposed to say these words, and it was written in my destiny before as soon as I was birthed. So really we need to understand that God knows everything about us. God knows everything that we're doing right now, everything that's happened in the past, and everything that's gonna happen in the future, all the way till we settle in either heaven or hell, you know? And so we really gotta understand this. It's just God knows everything. God knows fate. And so fate is just really that everything is predestined. It's just that everything is predestined, everything is already set, and so what can you really do about it? Well, you can't do nothing besides just live right now because you already have the free will. You've been granted free will, but all you really just gotta worry of is just what you're gonna do right now is just basically already predestined. Now, should that scare you? It shouldn't. In fact, it should motivate you, because when you're living the present right now, you are living in your shoes right now. You see today, but you shouldn't be thinking about the future while you're in today, nor should you be thinking about the past while you're in today. Today you should be thinking about today. You should be present. That is the gift of mindfulness, being present at the moment. And yet, when you start worrying about the future, you start seeing all sorts of inconveniences, because you're thinking about, oh man, if I take this decision right now, then oh man, it's gonna be really bad, and what if fate leads me to this certain drench and rut in my life? But really, it's understanding that you should trust fate instead of just letting it throw you out of the window. So I really want to just point out that fate is just something you can't do anything about. It's simply something that you have to understand and accept. Almost like it's a punch to your shoulder. You gotta understand that, okay, fate does exist. And yes, I already know that my decisions right now and the decisions I'll be taking in the future and decisions that I've taken in the past are all due to fate, and they've already been predestined. But I think it's just really understanding that you cannot control it. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you hear the story of the guy who altered fate. Because the simple truth is, there is no such thing as altered fate. His fate was already set. He just followed his fate. Now, how should fate affect you today? The simple truth is, if you keep thinking about fate today, you'll only really be lost. You'll only be anxious. And so the simple truth is just forget about it today. Because today, you go about your day. You can do whatever you want. You can be free. Instead of just trying to think about, okay, I've got this constraint on me that I cannot control. It's like thinking about, oh man, I have school and I can't leave because my parents won't let me. well, it's something you can control, so just let it go. You don't have to start thinking about, oh man, like I have this, and it's just like, oh man, I'm predestined. Every decision I'll take, like, oh man, like should I be taking this or that? The simple truth is, it's already predestined. It doesn't matter. So just take the decision you truly feel at heart, and go by it. So you just gotta be going about life normally, as if you never even knew what fate was, and understand keeping fate really in your heart, because fate is a friend, it's not an enemy. When you think about fate negatively, it will affect you negatively. When you think about fate positively, it will impact your life significantly. I've always really understood fate from being a child because I've really been educated about this. But I've always really had this idea of just, I'm destined for better, I'm fated for a better living. I want to I know that I'll be a millionaire. I know that I'll be successful. I know that I'll have a beautiful woman by me. I know that I'll have amazing children. I'll have the dreams that I have in my mind. And so I've used fate for tomorrow to motivate me, because I've said, well, I I, I, I believe that I'm destined for better. I believe that I'm fated for better. I believe that, yes, I will have those things that most of those people won't have. And I believe my biggest advantage above those people is just the motivation I have to make these things come true. So going into exactly how to deal with fate to tomorrow, it's just as simple as trusting fate, lending fate yourself, and specifically knowing that you are what affects your fate. Because yes, you have free will. You're going through fate right now. Fate is just simply life. It's the life that you're living right now. It is simply that you are living fate as you are right now. And so you need to understand that, okay, I'm living fate today, which means I'm living fate. The decisions I'm making are simply a part of fate. But it isn't really that like fate is constraining you. In fact, it is just that you are living it. So really, I think for tomorrow is just understanding that you have to just keep this positive attitude. You have to just be like, yes, I believe I'm fated for better. I honestly have I know that fate holds better for me, and I'll keep chasing the better for myself, because I'm the one who makes my fate, because I'm living it right now. Well, what about fate to yesterday? Like, you're like thinking about yesterday, and you're being, oh man, like I failed at that exam, I did all that stuff, and it's already gone, and like just shit on. Well, you could just say it's fate. It's fate that you failed that exam. It's fate that you failed at, like, whatever you may have failed at, whatever it may have really happened in the past. Now you know that this was a part of your destiny, a part of your fate. You had that predestined, and it simply just came true. Now, does that mean that you didn't have any control in it? You know, you absolutely did have control in it, but when you have something to take the blame off of your shoulders, it simply makes the process easier for you to overcome your shortcomings in the yesterday, and building to the future. And again, you are what lives the moment right now. You are what decides your fate. You are what leads your boat to either the island or absolute death. You're the one that leads the ship. Because you are just living it. You are living your fate, and so no wonder, no wonder, because you are living it today. You need to understand that you do have free will. You have free will right now. You're completely free of any constraint of fate, because people will call it fate. I honestly don't even, I would call it something else. I would call it karma, not really fate, because karma is simply something that you can control, as opposed to fate, which is simply something that you are living right now, which is really just your life, and the fact that everything's predestined. That's really just what fate is. But anyway, that's kind of what I want to go through. I mean, I hope I explained fate in a way that you understand. I gave you a way to leverage fate, because truth be told, fate is a beautiful thing. Fate is a thing that you can use today to absolutely make you like the type of man you can never expect. It can simply make you just a more better man. And all really just starts with the power of your belief. It all starts with you just saying, okay, like, I believe I'm destined for better and I'm gonna chase that. And really, it's just about realizing that it is in your hands to control what you will end up at, and simply driving toward it. But anyway, that's kind of what I want to go through. And so, I guess I'll see you next morning chat, which probably will be tomorrow. And so, I guess I'll see you, bro.